happened at the Capitol is not just bad, which we all agree, not just condemnable, which we all agree on. It's the worst thing that's ever happened in the history of America, much worse than Pearl Harbor. And it was only right-wingers. There were no left-wingers that were involved at all. They did happen to arrest a BLM activist who was there, but forget about that. And he was on CNN. But no, that's not a big deal. But actually, it is the case. I think they were mostly right-wingers, right? And very bad thing. But we did just have a whole year of political violence from the left, didn't we? We did just have a whole year of BLM burning down city after city after city, torching businesses, killing dozens of people. We did just have Antifa, a radical left organization, set up a sort of sovereign city, right? A city-state called the Chaz, the Capitol Hill Authorized Zone. Is that or Independent Zone or such? That would be Chiz, I guess. Who knows? It was this radical left-wing social experiment that was tolerated. It was perfectly tolerated.
Autonomous.
For quite a long time. A lot of this stuff has come out of Portland. Ted Wheeler, mayor of Portland, has come under a lot of fire because he has tolerated, and you might even say encouraged, through his negligence and through his ideological declarations, this kind of left-wing violence that's plagued Portland and the surrounding areas. So one intrepid local news host was interviewing Mayor Wheeler and said, yeah, we all agree Capitol Hill, that thing's really bad, but don't you think you're permitting this left-wing violence to go on for so long? Don't you think that might have had, I don't know, something to do with it?
3 weeks ago, protesters broke into the Oregon State Capitol. I have heard people at these protests elsewhere saying, well, they let it happen in Portland, so why not do it here? It seems in some way the actions of these small groups that you're referring to have set the stage for what has happened on a state level and potentially a national level. I know you said it will take time to crack down on these groups, but do we have that time?
Are you blaming me for what happened at the U.S. Capitol?
Wait a minute. Are you saying that because I've permitted and one might even say encouraged the violence from the left here, and that the left broadly has encouraged violence for months and months and months and burned down sea to shining sea? Are you saying that might have something to do with the mostly right-wing violence that took place for a few hours at the Capitol? That is what we're saying. I'm glad that you are hearing what we're saying, because for a week now, the left has deflected, and they've said, no, that's whataboutism. No, it's only right-wing violence. No, it's completely different. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. Bad to, go attack the Capitol for a few hours. That is bad. It's much, much worse to burn the country down for several months. It's bad to go in and disrupt the offices of members of Congress. It's worse to destroy many, 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 many business owners' livelihoods and buildings and property and lives in some cases. That is what we're talking about. We are blaming you, Ted Wheeler, and we're blaming you, Maxine Waters, who called for violence, and we're blaming you, Chris Cuomo, who defended political violence, and we're blaming you, Hillary Clinton, who said you can't be civil with your opponents, and we're blaming all of you guys. You did this. Donald Trump didn't do this. Donald Trump didn't do this at all. Some Trump supporters did some political violence for a few hours at the Capitol. That was bad. After months and months and months of what you did. Of what you did. The double standards are insane. There's a story I wanted to get to a few days ago. This is from January 7th. A Chattanooga